We're going to need a bunch of farms this season. I say we because I mean Hypnojo and myself, because Hypnojo doesn't have time usually for all that. So I'm going to bring him in on my industrial district. It's going to be our industrial district, and it's going to be great. He's found a location for it that is like 7,000 blocks away, but in the nether, travel is simple, and it's only like 1,000 blocks away. It's a good thing I chopped down all those trees because I'm going to need them to make the most high-tech sky base of all time with spruce planks and yeah, we'll not talk about that. But let's head on over to the future location of Skybase and get to building. Well, the industrial district has been started. It appears that materials are going to be a big issue for me. Even though I chopped down that giant forest on the island, Skybase just ate up all the wood. And while it's right now pretty big, it's like 64 blocks wide by 240 blocks long. I think it's still going to get bigger than that. I also put in that creeper farm so that we can have rockets, and it's working great. I stopped at 5 floors. I was going to do more, but it's producing much more than me or Hypnojo need, so I'm just going to leave it at that. So first off, over there, that big red pole thing, that's my AFK tower. I had a bunch of mushroom blocks left over, so I used those for now. Right here, this is Sugarcane and Bamboo Farm. Yep, it was just sugarcane at first, but then I'm like, hey, I could toss some bamboo in here and be generating that as well for now, so why not, right? You may notice that there's a couple bamboo floating around in here. Well, no worries. Because of this awesome hopper clock / delayer and all of that, this flying machine will get set off every 2 to 2.5 minutes. I'm not exactly sure on the exact time, but it's a full hopper clock. And when it turns on, it also sets off this army of minecarts. And there it goes. You see the redstone pulse going along. It's delayed, and now it's decaying. And it's keeping that pulsing just long enough to send all of the carts, yeah, there they go, out for a second trip. And that gets almost everything picked up, but occasionally some things will get left, but they will get picked up on the next turn. Anyway, let's scoot on past that. You saw the creeper farm. I also put in a water farm. That's right, we're producing water now. And the creeper farm is kicking butt. As you can see, it's just a passive 5-floor creeper farm, but it is producing more than enough gunpowder. And here we have my basic Scute Farm because I need my helmet. What I do is I put turtle eggs on that strip of sand. They eventually hatch, and they walk to this side only because that's how they path, and they fall down in there, they grow up, they suffocate, and I get the loot. And over here is where I breed up my turtles and get my turtle eggs and all of that. And the sniffers! I went on a massive journey. I have searched the perimeter up to 20,000 blocks away in almost all directions, and I found 2 sniffer eggs. These guys root around and they find pitcher pods and torchflower seeds. And then I take those seeds and I go over here and I grow them up. And for now, that's all I got going. I do have a strip of lighting down the middle that turns on at night, which is cool. But the Industrial District, aka Skybase Mark II, is producing, and I can't wait to see how many farms Hypnojo and myself put out here and how much we can produce on this platform of Skybase spruce plank tech. Yep, Skybase Mark I was way more tech than Mark II, but you know, I am also geared up to the maximus. Look at this, I got my elytra, I got netherite pants, netherite boots, both with a rib armor trim, And I got my favorite turtle helm, which has a trim, I think it's a wild trim, I don't really remember. I think it's wild though. But it's a turtle helm with a trim, looking good. Speaking of trims, I have been on the hunt and I found a good deal of them. Take a look in my box here. I've got so far the snout armor trim, the ward armor trim, the rib, the wild. I've got a smithing template, and I've got the Vex, which I just found in a woodland mansion just like 100 blocks away from Skybase. So I'm pretty stoked on that. And this is fire flowers, because I've got the most fire flowers of them all. And we've even got our little pet, Yoshi, running around in here. That's right, sniffing away. Hope you find some good seeds for us. So this is my first shop on the server this season, and it's selling the 2 ancient flowers. Currently, prices are 1 diamond per 15. As supplies rise, this will probably go down, but don't tell any of the other Zetas that, in case they want to buy some now, you know. And then right here, we're having a little auction. So far, Geek's gone nuts and gone 80 diamonds for a sniffer egg. The shop, if you haven't noticed, it's a cracked sniffer egg. Yep, it's a giant ancient sniffer egg that's broken apart, and I've turned it into my shop. Aww. Now it's time for those diamonds to start pouring on in. The donut blocks are looking pretty good over there, just what I needed to bridge that gap. And I've been clearing the area. I put up a little Mario flagpole, but I've been prepping the land around so I can start building stuff out here. And one of those builds is going in right now, or right up there. I bet you can never guess what this build is going to be for, right? So do your best to figure out that mystery, and I'm going to start building it. Well, it is Friday the 7th, and the auction for the sniffer egg has officially ended. Geeksqueek wins with the highest bid, and SallyJayne wins with the second highest bid. Haha, you see, this was a fake auction. I was never selling this egg. I was giving away eggs as promotion to selling the eggs. You see, I could have started selling them right off the bat, but I wanted to give it a few days to see if these flowers would sell, and they kind of did. I mean, I probably wouldn't retire on it, but it works. Geek and Sally, for winning, you can stop by and pick up a free egg whenever you're ready. But remember, you want to breed, you're gonna need to. I am so happy that the sheep are finally gone from in front of my home. That was some unneeded clutter. And being that I'm gonna need a lot of sheep, I decided to make this little toad house sheep farm. I used a bunch of lime wool on that pipe I just put in. And as you can see, in a fairly short amount of time, I'm doing pretty dang well. We've got another rotting mushroom home here, suffering from time and disrepair. It's got a lot more spots where it is really withered away and we can see through the structure. There's a lot of rot on this mushroom and a lot of cold sheep. So with another custom mushroom house, we are good to go. Beware the orange menace. Shouldn't that be me? Shouldn't I be the orange menace? Who is this orange menace? I hope they're not talking about me. I mean, I try not to be a menace too much. Anyway, let's hop on down here by our flagpole. Can we get it? Nope. And now we have a portal that makes sense for Super Mario Brothers. It's a warp pipe, if you didn't know. Tried to make it look decaying and disrepaired, but with this palette, it's kind of tough. Not a whole lot of options in vanilla Minecraft. A portal like this is going to be so helpful for me. I can't wait to start really using it. I bet a portal like this would be helpful for tons of people. Like, specifically the people in the Hunger Games. And speaking of Hunger Games, I actually just put all the Zeta members on a Hunger Games simulator to see who would come out lead Hunger Gamer. I can't tell you who won, but you can find out for yourself by watching that video right there. Place your bets on who the winning Zeta is. Remember to check out all the other Zeta's videos. And for now, for me, I'm done. I'll see you guys later.